Who attended? Leonor's star-studded royal wedding guest list. The world expected royalty. But then, celebrities, politicians, world leaders. And the surprises. They left everyone speechless. The day had arrived. Madrid was alive with anticipation. Flags waved gently in the spring breeze. The streets around the Almudena Cathedral were lined with citizens, journalists, and royal enthusiasts, all waiting for the moment Princess Leonor of Spain would marry Prince Christian of Denmark. This was no ordinary wedding. This was a historic convergence of European royalty, diplomacy, and celebrity culture. From the very beginning, the guest list had been a source of speculation. Who would be allowed behind the palace gates? Would it be strictly royal, or would luminaries from the world of art, fashion, and politics be present? The answer was both, and in ways that no one could have predicted. Inside the cathedral, Leonor's closest family members waited. King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, the proud parents, stood at the front, flanking the altar. Tears glistened in Letizia's eyes, while Philippe's hand rested firmly on her shoulder, a subtle mix of reassurance and pride. Infanta Sofia, Leonor's younger sister, held her bouquet tightly, smiling nervously as she prepared to serve as a bridesmaid. The groom's family, too, took their positions with quiet dignity. Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark had traveled with Christian, lending the same aura of calm confidence that has always marked Denmark's royal house. Christian himself stood tall, uniform pristine, scanning the cathedral with anticipation and a hint of nerves. But the world outside the palace walls was watching closely, curious about the star-studded figures who would witness history. International royalty began arriving first, each entrance sparking flashes of cameras and whispers of admiration. Queen Margrethe of Denmark, an iconic figure in European royalty, greeted her niece with a warm, yet dignified embrace. Other monarchs and heirs arrived in succession: Sweden's King Carl Gustaf and Queen Sylvia, the Netherlands' King Willem Alexander and Queen Maxima, even Belgium's King Philippe and Queen Matilda. The dynamics among these royals were fascinating. Some had long-standing rivalries softened only by diplomatic necessity. Others shared genuine friendships, their interactions subtle but telling: soft smiles, brief touches on the arm, whispered conversations. These were moments only insiders and careful observers could truly appreciate. Not all guests were monarchs, however. International celebrities from the worlds of fashion, film, and philanthropy were also invited. Designers who had worked with the royal family for decades arrived quietly, noting the ceremonial details and exchanging polite nods with dignitaries. Movie stars who had attended charitable events with Leonor were present, their attendance both a nod to personal friendships and global publicity. The political dimension was equally fascinating. Heads of state and high-ranking diplomats filled reserved seats, ensuring the wedding served as both a celebration of love and a subtle display of Spain and Denmark's continued influence on the European stage. Their seating arrangements, meticulously planned by palace protocol officers, reflected centuries of tradition and modern diplomacy. Inside the cathedral, the ceremony began. Leonor appeared at the top of the aisle, the delicate lace of her gown catching the light streaming through stained glass. Prince Christian's eyes held a mixture of awe and love as he watched her descend. The atmosphere was electric, but beneath the glamour and formality was a deeply human story: two young people, bound by duty and choice, stepping into their shared destiny. As vows were exchanged, the focus shifted subtly to the guests. Reactions ranged from tears to quiet smiles, from solemn nods to whispered words of encouragement. Queen Letizia's hand trembled slightly as she brushed away a tear, while Crown Princess Mary clasped Christian's arm, a gesture of familial solidarity and reassurance. Yet it was the unexpected arrivals that truly captured the public imagination. Among them were luminaries who had rarely, if ever, been seen at European royal weddings: a famed Spanish director known for his discreet philanthropy, a Hollywood actress with close ties to European royalty, and even prominent figures from the global art scene, each bringing a layer of glamour and international intrigue. Outside, crowds had gathered, hoping for a glimpse of these stars. Paparazzi cameras clicked relentlessly, but inside the cathedral, the focus remained firmly on Leonor and Christian. Every gesture, every glance, was amplified by the knowledge that history was being witnessed in real time. The ceremony concluded with a kiss at the altar, sparking applause that echoed throughout the cathedral. The couple's exit was equally dramatic. Mounted guards formed a protective corridor as Leonor and Christian made their way to the awaiting carriage. Royal horses, adorned with ceremonial harnesses, carried them through the streets of Madrid to the awaiting reception, where even more illustrious guests awaited. The reception itself was a carefully orchestrated blend of tradition and modernity. Royal tables were arranged according to centuries-old protocol, while subtle touches reflected Leonor and Christian's personal tastes. A modern menu crafted by a Michelin-starred chef, floral arrangements designed to honor both Spanish and Danish symbolism, and live performances by artists whose music had personal meaning to the couple. Conversations flowed across tables, revealing alliances and friendships, whispers of shared histories, and expressions of admiration for the young couple. Observers noted that even guests who were usually reserved in public settings seemed captivated by the warmth and sincerity of Leonor and Christian's presence. Yet, as glamorous as the wedding appeared, moments of tension and emotion were present as well. Palace insiders hinted at subtle debates over seating arrangements, minor disagreements about protocol, and the ever-present pressure of media scrutiny. Through it all, Leonor remained composed, a young woman balancing her role as a princess, a daughter, and now a newlywed. As night fell, fireworks illuminated Madrid's skyline, signaling the conclusion of an event that would be remembered for generations. Guests departed, each carrying memories of a day where history, love, and spectacle converged seamlessly. Photographs would soon appear in newspapers worldwide, capturing smiles, gestures, and fleeting expressions that spoke volumes about the human side of royalty. The guest list, in its entirety, tells a story far beyond mere attendance. It reflects alliances, friendships, familial bonds, and the intersection of tradition and modernity. It reminds the world that royal weddings, while ceremonial, are profoundly personal events, where emotion, duty, and history meet in a way few other occasions can replicate. In the days and months following the wedding, analysts would pore over every detail: who stood next to whom, which monarchs exchanged glances, which celebrities were closest to the newlyweds. Each observation would add layers to the narrative, creating a tapestry of intrigue, admiration, and cultural significance. Ultimately, Leonor's star-studded royal wedding was more than a celebration. It was a living portrait of Europe's contemporary royalty, a fusion of age-old traditions, personal relationships, and the global fascination with monarchy. Every guest, every smile, every whispered word contributed to a story that will be told for decades, a story where love, history, and diplomacy came together in one unforgettable day. And while the world will continue to analyze and debate the nuances of the guest list, one truth remains clear: the wedding was a triumph, a testament to the power of love, and an unforgettable display of humanity behind the gilded walls of royalty.